Hello and welcome to week 1, lesson 2, order of operations and evaluating expressions. A lot of you have done order of operations, but this is a good reminder for some of you. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to simplify expressions using the correct order of operations. You'll also be able to evaluate an expression by plugging in values for a variable. So we're going to start our lesson with an experiment. This experiment is looking at two options for the same problem. So the problem we have is 5 plus 20 divided by 5. And a lot of people think it doesn't matter what order we go when we do our solving here. So if we did addition first, we would get 25 divided by 5, which is 5. So that was doing addition first. What about the other option? Option 2, same problem, 5 plus 20 divided by 5. What if we did the division first? So 20 divided by 5 is 4. And then we drop the 5 because we haven't done anything with that. So 5 plus 4 is 9. And they give me different answers. So which one's correct? Well, mathematicians have come up with a way to be consistent with this. And like the title of our lesson, it's called the order of operations. And the order of operations just tells us the order in which we combine numbers is important, and it is determined by the types of operations in the expression. Now, operations are plus, minus, times, division, squaring, exponents. Parentheses will be in there as well. So we've come up with a mnemonic device, or a word that kind of means each letter means something. You've probably heard of it. It's called PEMDAS. And what the P stands for is parentheses. What that tells me is that we are going to simplify the parentheses as much as possible in an expression. E stands for exponents. M and D are linked together. So it's multiplication and division, and we do those in order from left to right. And AS is addition and subtraction. Again, those are linked together, and we do those in order from left to right. What I mean by in order from left to right is if you have addition and subtraction in the same problem, you don't always do addition first. If the subtraction comes first, you would do the subtraction before you did the addition. Okay, so let's do a couple examples here. And before we move on, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's a way to remember the order of PEMDAS. All right, so we're going to do an example with some parentheses, and there's other ways of showing parentheses or grouping symbols. So in this problem, you see that there is a bracket. So it's kind of a squared off parentheses. Well, that bracket tells me that I need to simplify inside there as much as possible. So it is opened here by the 7, and it's closed after the parentheses. So we're going to focus on the 7 plus 4 parentheses 3 times 2 first. Within those brackets, we have parentheses. So 3 times 2 is what we need to do first. 3 times 2 gives me 6. Notice I just did 3 times 2 and it changed to 6. Nothing else changed. The 4 didn't use it yet. 7, same thing. The minus 2 at the end also hasn't been used. Within the brackets, we still need to simplify as much as possible. 4 and 6, that's multiplication. 7 plus 4, which one do we do first? Multiplication or addition? It is multiplication. 4 times 6 is 24. Then we add the 7 to simplify inside the bracket to 31. And then the last thing we do is subtract the 2, which gives me 29. Another way you can see grouping symbols is with a fraction bar. The numerator, which is the 11 plus 7 minus 4, is done first, or as one unit. The denominator, which is the 12 minus 5, is another unit. We don't combine the numerator and the denominator until the very end. And so all the work is going to show here. 11 plus 7 is 18. And then 18 minus 4 gives me the 14. 12 minus 5 is 7. So you see the 7 there at the bottom. And then the last step is 14 divided by 7, which gives me the 2. Another example. We're going to simplify this expression. Again, from lesson 1, this is an expression because there's no equal sign. We're going to simplify as much as we can, though. I see parentheses, so I'm going to focus on that area first. Inside the parentheses, I have multiplication and subtraction. So I need to do the multiplication first, right? PEMDAS is coming into effect here. So there's the parentheses, and there's the multiplication that goes with it. That gives me 14. It's the only step that I've done so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop everything that I haven't done yet. So that's the -1. Parentheses are still there because I haven't completely simplified that yet. And the 18 and 52 drop down. 14 minus 1, I can simplify further to give me 13. I haven't done anything with the 18 and the 52, so those drop down. And I want to show all of this on my paper. I know you might be able to type it in your calculator and get an answer, but right now we're working on showing this. We're almost done. I have subtraction and division. Between those two, I do division first. So the 52 divided by 13 gives me 4. And then I drop the 18 and finish up the problem. 18 minus 4 gives me my answer of 14. Last part of this video is evaluating. With evaluating, what we're doing is we're taking an algebraic phrase or an expression and replacing the variables with numbers. So you see x, 5x, I want x to be 12. And then -3, parentheses, 7 plus y, but I want y to be 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the x with 12. In doing so, I want to make sure I use parentheses to do that. Whenever you replace a letter with a number, it's a good idea to use parentheses if they're not already there. So 5 times 12 -3, parentheses, 7 plus 9. I don't need parentheses there because I've already got parentheses with 7 plus 9. Now you just go about like I did on the previous problem. 5 times 12 is 60, -3. 7 plus 9, I can go ahead and add those together because that's inside parentheses and get 16. That's 3 times 16, which I want to do next. Not doing anything with 60 yet. 3 times 16 is 48. And then I do the last step, which is subtract and get 12. And I will expect to see this work on your submitted document for the Math Excel assignment that goes with this. That is the end of lesson 2. Thanks for listening.